Hello everybody, good afternoon and a very warm welcome to the second round of the TCR Europe Championship in 2024. My name is Paul Jeffrey, you're watching TCR Europe and we are at the Vallelunga circuit in Italy for our second race with a reverse top 10 grid, which means that man Dusan Borkovic will be starting from the front of the field. Dusan Borkovic is a very tall gentleman and the problem he has, you can't see out of the window to see those starting lights in pole position. So we've moved everybody back one row to give him a clear line of sight at the start of this race. And I'm sure the Serbian driver is going to use that to very good effect indeed. He has the front row alongside him, Felipe Fernandez. So two GOAT Racing Honda Civic FL5, FL05 TCRs are on the front row of the grid for this second race. And if you tuned in yesterday, you'll have been treated to a rather spectacular race indeed. Yes, Franco Girolami at the front of the field had it under control, but behind him we had plenty of drama, excitement and action. As always with a reverse grid race, you can expect more of the same indeed for this final race of the weekend today. And I don't know about yourselves, but I'm certainly very much looking forward to it. Levente Lasonche is a man that will be looking forward to it as well. He's starting in fourth position, the ALM Honda Racing Machine. The young Hungarian driver, little bit disappointed with how the day went yesterday, but Lasonche will, I am certain, be looking to make amends over the course of the next 15 laps of racing. Weather conditions significantly improved, but before we get into that, let's take a look at the starting grid. Dusan Borkovic will start from pole position alongside teammate Felipe Fernandez. Victor Davidovski for Monlau Racing is in third position. Levente Lasonche will be keeping him company on the second row of the grid. Victor Anderson for MAGP in the sold Lincoln Co car starts in fifth from Ruben Fernandez. Nico Baldan, third at the flag, but fourth after penalties, starts from seventh position. Aurelian Comte, our second place finish yesterday, in eighth on the grid. Ignacio Montenegro is ninth, and yesterday's race winner, Franco Girolami, will start from 10th. Giovanni Scamari in 11th position, and Ruben Volt, because he failed to set a time within the track limit boundaries, is 12th again for this race. But the Estonian driver has ample pace aboard his ALM machine, so expect him to move forward as the race progresses. Quick turnaround from the previous event that we've just seen on track, so we are, without very much ado at the beginning of the race, about to go straight from the off. There is Pepe Oriola, there is the wife of Dusan Borkovic as well, Adriana, watching on nervously, I think it is fair to say, as her man starts this race from first position. Dusan Borkovic, incredibly talented driver, been around the world in touring car competition for nigh on 30 years now, and Dusan very much has his sights set on the TCR Europe title in 2024. Let's see though, so I think there's a certain Franco Girolami and a Ruben Volt. In fact, frankly, everybody on this field wants to win the championship this year, and such is the compact nature and competitive nature of the grid. Anybody in this field could very well have a very good chance indeed of coming away with championship honours when we visit the final race of the year at Valencia in a few months' time. Victor Anderson's team there, MAGP, keen for a better day for the Swedish driver than we saw yesterday. A mysterious loss of pace for the Lincoln Co. TCR machine. Victor Anderson, there you can see, back of his shot, the bright orange car, the only Lincoln Co. on the field, as last year, often showed incredible pace, but never quite able in the TCR Europe standings to convert that to the results that we know he is capable of achieving. So Anderson will be looking for a solid haul of points at the conclusion of this race. That's the number 10 car through your shot. Behind him is Fernandez. There is Nico Baldan as well. Nicola Baldan still racing an Audi, but now racing for a team, Baldan Group by Com2U. So the Italian on home soil, he knows this place very well indeed. He's confident about his chances for the year ahead, and Nico Baldan has a bit of work to do from 7th on the grid if he wants to secure another solid podium finishing position. There are the points heading into this race. Girolami, courtesy of Poland, a win, is our championship leader from Aurelian Comte. Third position, Ignacio Montenegro, 13 points adrift. Nico Baldan is fourth from Ruben Volt. Felipe Fernandez rounds out the top 6 runners, 29 points in arrears of our leader, Franco Girolami. Dusan Borkovic, nightmare, last time out. He's 7th in the standings from Ruben Fernandez. Then Davidovski and Lasonche round out our top 10 runners in the current championship standings. But forget everything you've just seen. We're about to have a motor race, and that will change at the conclusion of this next 25 minutes or so. So Borkovic on the left-hand side, Felipe Fernandez to the right. The final cars are coming into position. That is Ruben Volt lining up in his slot. And here we go. We're at Vallelunga. This is TCR Europe, and we're going to go racing again for the second time this season. Lights out, the cars are off the grid. Terrible start for Dusan Borkovic. That opens the door for Felipe Fernandez, Aurelian Comte that we're looking at there in the blue and grey machine at the back of your shot, trying to find a way past as well. Borkovic, where is he coming through in these opening few corners? He's getting swallowed up by the pack. Everybody behaving themselves. There is Victor Anderson on the inside in the orange machine. Can Anderson hold it out against Borkovic? Aurelian Comte a bit further up as well, trying to go side by side. Nico Baldan runs very deep indeed. Nico Baldan back on the racetrack though, rejoins just ahead of Ruben Volt. That's one of the ALM machines that we can see the back of your shot. But Felipe Fernandez from absolutely nowhere is in the race lead, at the start of this race. That is a gift from the gods, the poor start for Dusan Borkovic. Lasonche in second position. We saw a little bit further back Franco Girolami and Victor Davidovski going side by side. Girolami, Davidovski trying to duke it out as well as seeing Aurelian Comte under pressure from Lasonche. They're side by side. Comte has the outside line. It'll become the inside if he's got the racing room. Yes, he does. The French driver takes that position away. Borkovic behind, keeping a watching brief. And Victor Anderson in the Lincoln Co, watching everything unfold, trying to find an opportunity for himself. Montenegro to the inside of Ruben Volt, a little bit deep from Lasonche as well. Catches the grass on the outside. He holds on though. Borkovic trailing the fellow Honda driver behind, just behind them as well. We have got Girolami, Davidovski, although it seems Victor Anderson's inserted himself into the middle. For the next 13 tours of this Vallelunga circuit. We will find out. Don't go anywhere, because this is only just beginning to build up the excitement in the second round of TCR Europe in 2024. Victor Anderson then in the number 10 orange Lincoln Co car, run by MAGP. Matthias Anderson Grand Prix. They had a good year, good pace last season, but not quite the results to show for it. Victor raced in the TCR UK Championship at the start, well, just a couple of weeks ago, took a race victory, his first tin top race win in a car that he was helping set up for the team over in the UK. That's built his confidence, that's built his motivation and his just self-confidence in yourself that you can perform at a high level. He's going to carry that forward into the TCR Europe campaign. I'm expecting big things from the open wheel racing convert. He's been good in touring cars so far, but I've got a suspicion he can be something even better still if the luck just goes his way. As Aurelien Comte looks to the inside, Aurelien Comte on Felipe Fernandez. Aurelien Comte has the inside line. Fernandez gives him the racing room. A little lock of the wheel as well. And the French driver, the 2017 TCR Europe champion, started 8th on the grid and within 3 laps is into the race lead. Big drive from Aurelien Comte. Great performance from the Frenchman. And now it is all about consolidating. The new Cupra is as rapid as they come. And Aurelien Comte will be looking to convert this into a race victory. Franco Girolami mired down in 5th position behind Dusan Borkovic. He'll be desperate to start to make inroads. I have a feeling this is going to be a Comte and Girolami show in 2024 as Levente Lesonche, a little bit slow on the apex. Dusan Borkovic gives him a touring car kiss and then gives him a touring car smack in the mouth on the following corner. Side by side, Lesonche holds the car. A second nibble as well for good measure. That one's carrying on. Borkovic not quite able to get himself back into the pack. Lesonche as well in all kinds of strife, and in fact it looks like Dusan Borkovic is in a little bit more trouble to the outside of the circuit, going slowly. Inesio Montenegro now is the one on the move. Montenegro side by side with Levente Lesonche. Montenegro passed, thank you very much. Victor Anderson having a look, Victor Davidovsky having a look, see if he can get involved as well. It's all kicking off further down the running order, but that all began with the Dusan Bork. Oh, massive contact there. Huge hit. Fernandez, really hard smack on the side of the car. He immediately escapes down one of the many escape roads here at Vallelunga. Is that terminal? Pepe Oriola looking on, not particularly impressed indeed. A shake of the head from the engineering team as well. And we have lost in one fell swoop several cars. Ruben Fernandez there at the side of the racetrack. Borkovic we saw going a little bit slowly earlier on as well. There are 2 Hondas at 2 separate parts of the racing circuit. Not a good few corners, it has to be said, and that is the luckless Ruben Volt. Been rapid all weekend, but not quite able to stay out of the trouble for one, either through misfortune or mistiming, and retirement is unfortunately Ruben Volt's end result today. All that drama does mean, though, that Franco Girolami moves up into 3rd position. Victor Anderson moves into 4th, and then Nico Baldan in the new Baldan Group by ComTU machine is 5th position, just ahead of Inesio Montenegro behind. Ruben Volt crossing a live racing track. That's a little bit risky, sunshine, but away he goes. And that's a real shame. I expected Volt to be a dramatic and exciting race. It came to a conclusion a little bit earlier than one would have liked for the Estonian ALM Motorsport driver. So, 5 of 15 laps, that's a safety car, but I was expecting that one, and unfortunately, here we go. Safety car has been called. Drivers have been called off for a few moments' time. Perhaps this is a good thing in terms of us watching on the television, because that means the gap Aurelien Comte and Felipe Fernandez have gained during all that altercations has now been negated completely. And Franco Girolami, Victor Anderson and all can close back in again before we go racing again. I'm just hearing in my ear that we're going to have a quick look again at some of the dramas in a few moments' time. So while our drivers are circulating slowly, bunching back up together again, we'll be having a look, see what went on earlier in this race. So let's take a look at the start. Dusan Borkovic to the left-hand side, slow off the line. That meant he was swallowed up by the chasing pack. Disappointing start for the Serbian driver. He was worried about how the car would launch from the line. Borkovic in the blue and white 62 machine. Nico Baldan goes to the outside but runs out of racing circuit. So does Scamardi at the back of the pack as well. But this is where it all starts to kick off a little bit at the front of the field. Aurelien Comte, very last minute, fantastic car placement there from the French driver. Takes an easy overtake from Felipe Fernandez at the front of the field. Very nice, very clean driving. A little bit further back, we can see a heavily defending Levente Lesonche. There is the big tap from Borkovic, and then a second bit of contact for good measure as well. A little bit further down, we can see several Hondas coming together, and that's a big, big, big impact between Volt and Fernandez. Lifts Fernandez's car up into the air as well, so the mechanical damage incurred from that one is proven to be too substantial to allow Volt and Fernandez to continue their adventures in this second race of the season. Snatch vehicle on the track. Marshall's doing great work to clear up the drama, and hopefully we'll be green flag racing again very, very soon. The World Tour teams and personalities watching on with interest as well. They're Gabriele Tarquini, of course. Anybody who's watched motor racing in the last 40 years will know who Gabriele Tarquini is, but for those of you that don't, he's a former Formula One driver, multiple champion in touring car tin-top racing, and now the team manager of the Hyundai BRCN Squadra Corsa team in the World Tour. So great to have Gabriele Tarquini watching on, although it's a pity that we've not put on quite as good a show as we'd have hoped in these opening laps as Dusan Borkovic's car. I thought that one had wheeled its way into retirement, but Dusan still on the racetrack. How much damage exactly that Honda is carrying, whether he can maintain the pace once we go green again, is a big question we need to ask ourselves. Several contacts, separate contacts, Dusan Borkovic acquired over the course of these opening 6 laps, but it's great to see the 62 still pointing in broadly the right direction. Everything looks reasonably straight. So Borkovic, if that car is even half capable of running, you can be pretty sure that Dusan Borkovic will wheel it as hard as possible into the points-paying places. So 6 of 15 laps in the books. A quick reminder to you all, regulations say we can extend to a maximum of 17 laps should we have a safety car intervention like we have today. So we will be upping the total race distance, and hopefully we can get green flag racing again very soon and see some more drama from our TCR Europe competitors. That is the ALM motorsport car of Ruben Volt. Real shame for the Estonian driver. Absolute superstar, very exciting, very fast race car driver, the young Ruben Volt. But today, just not his day. I'm sure he'll come back stronger again at Zolder in a few weeks' time. One man that has benefited from this safety car intervention is Levente Lasonche, of course, was running third in the early stages of this race. The Hungarian driver shuffled down the order, a little bit of contact for good measure as well, but Lasonche will gain back the real estate, at least, to the cars in front in which he's lost. That'll put him in a position where he can start to attack those ahead of him, headed by Ignacio Montenegro in 6th position. So not all is lost for Levente Lasonche, but he does have a hearty amount of work to do if he wants to be in that conversation for a podium position as the Cupra safety car tours us around this 4-kilometre Vallelunga circuit, new for 2024, of course, the Cupra safety car. Great to have them on board, and a beautiful, I must admit, piece of machinery is that car indeed. I had the pleasure of a quick look around it earlier on today, and it is very impressive. Sounds wonderful, does that Cupra safety car. Lights still are flashing at the top, which suggests that we won't be going green flag racing just yet. Hopefully in the next couple of minutes. In fact, as I say that, the safety car will be in this lap. There is the stricken ALM car of Ruben Volt being pulled to safety behind the barriers. So fasten your seatbelts, folks at home. We thought that was dramatic. Let's have another go. 7 of 17 laps in the books. At the start of lap 8, we'll be green flag racing again. There is Dusan Borkovic. Big question that we need to ask is that car too heavily damaged to lap at a competitive pace? Can Borkovic do anything about the field ahead? Giovanni Scamardi is the first man in the firing line from the Serbian driver, so we'll see very quickly how damaged the car of Dusan Borkovic is after that contact. The GOAT Racing machine has been quick this weekend, not quite being able to execute a perfect event, but Borkovic still has plenty of opportunity to push forward in the next few corners. Safety car in. And we are about to go racing once again. The field is led by Aurelien Comte, Felipe Fernandez and Franco Girolami are our top three. Aurelien Comte, in effect, becomes the safety car. He can dictate the pace. Obviously, no hard braking and acceleration allowed. Got to keep it consistent. But Comte, the French driver, the 2017 champion, is the one who'll decide when to press the loud pedal and get this race back running again. The SP competition driver through the final few corners here at Vallelunga. Dusan Borkovic not looking particularly aggressive at the back of the field. He's assessing the damage on his car, and Aurelien Comte decides to go. He's caught Felipe Fernandez completely unawares on this restart. That's a beautiful launch from Aurelien Comte. He leads across the line. Franco Girolami is third, just behind Felipe Fernandez. Victor Anderson in the MAGP having a much better showing this time around in the Lincoln Co. Holding off Nico Baldan. Baldan gets a good run in the Audi, looks to the inside. The inside line is covered, doesn't have the opportunity to go to the outside. Again, another nibble at the back of the Lincoln Co. machine, but Victor Anderson holds on to that position. Ignacio Montenegro trying to buy into this fight as well. Montenegro, the 2023 TCR South America champion, making his debut weekend in TCR Europe. Finished third last time out, but he's hoping to do even better again this time as Baldan can keep the car a lot tighter than the Lincoln Co. of Anderson ahead. Baldan now has the inside line. It's going to be a late manoeuvre. Nico Baldan, can he make it stick on the Lincoln Co? Not quite on this occasion. Anderson has to jump over the sleeping policeman, but he holds on to the position for now. Montenegro trying to buy into this fight as well. Montenegro has the outside line just behind your shot. He drops back into position as well. So as they were when the restart happened, not for want of trying from Nico Baldan. That's last, that's late, last of the late breakers. Luckily Baldan fails to collect the Victor Anderson. Montenegro has to check up behind, so does Levente Lasonche. Everybody gets out of that one. Such a inviting corner, that hairpin, but it's not a true overtaking position unless you're firmly side by side, and that speculative look has cost Baldan big on that lap. He has dropped a few car lengths away from Victor Anderson behind, and 0.6 of a second, in fact, is the disadvantage Nico Baldan finds himself at, currently in 5th position. By the way, Dusan Borkovic last time around was a very, very slow lap, 3 minutes in fact, so that damage does look a little bit terminal on the GOAT Racing machine. Real shame for Dusan Borkovic. And let's look again. Locks up the inside front, does Nico Baldan, does well to avoid contact with the Victor Anderson car, and then a little bit of a concertina effect behind as everybody's scrabbling to avoid collecting each other, but no harm, no foul on that occasion as Aurelien Comte continues to lead from Felipe Fernandez and Franco Girolami. A quiet but effective race for yesterday's winner, currently in 3rd position. You can see the body language, can't you, of Nico Baldan's car. You can see the frustration almost. Very aggressive car placement, showing his nose at every opportunity, trying to pressure the orange machine of Victor Anderson into a mistake. Anderson, though, very talented driver despite his young years, not going to be fooled into making a mistake that easily. Nico Baldan's going to have to work very hard indeed, thank you very much, to find a way past the MAGP car ahead. And the Italian driver Baldan, rich vein of form he was in towards the end of last season, seems to be carrying that forward into 2024 as well. The Italian Baldan Group by ComTU driver will fancy his chances of liberating that 4th position from the grasp of Victor Anderson over the course of these next 7 laps. Aurelien Comte, though, across the line last time around, a 41 flat, 0.3 of a second almost. Faster than the chasing Felipe Fernandez. Franco Girolami a further 0.1 of a second adrift in 3rd position, so Girolami not quite able to access the pace he needs to close the gap to himself and Felipe Fernandez. Still 0.6 of a second between 2nd and 3rd position. Girolami knows he's in a fight for this championship, he'll be very keen indeed to take that second position away and try and maximise his points haul from this first round of TCR Europe. Baldan, though, now has the inside. The Audi very much able to hug the inside line, much better than the Lincoln Co ahead. The Lincoln Co seems to have a little bit of understeer. That makes Anderson vulnerable. Baldan, speculative look to the inside. Baldan not quite able to stay alongside on this occasion. Nico needs to be a little bit more careful. I think it has to be said, these have been very risky places the Italian driver is put in that car, and on this occasion now, another little kiss to the rear quarter of Victor Anderson's car. Not quite able to make it happen. Baldan to the inside from the drone. Baldan, much better fist of it this time around. Nico Baldan, can he get the power down in the Audi? Not quite on this occasion, strong enough. Victor Anderson accelerates cleaner away from the line. Baldan doesn't make the move stick. That invites Ignacio Montenegro to buy into this one. Baldan late cover to the inside. Montenegro now switches to the outside line. He'll try and get the tighter exit off of the corner to get the run down this next straight. Nico Baldan suddenly has gone from the attacker to the defender, and Ignacio Montenegro has the advantage, but does he have the overlap? That Audi, certainly slippery in a straight line. It's enough to save Nico Baldan. On this occasion, he does go defensive, or is it attacking? Not quite sure. Nico Baldan has the inside line. He forces Victor Anderson on a suboptimal wider line. Anderson does well to gather the car and keep on the tarmac, and Montenegro behind thinking, you boys are pretty much heading for trouble. I don't want to be involved in this one. I'll try and find a way past. But Baldan to the outside on this occasion. Anderson has the line covered. That's going to make Nico Baldan vulnerable on corner exit. Montenegro flashing his lights as well, enjoying his first weekend in TCR Europe. Baldan has the line covered. A little bit of a lock wheel for Victor Anderson for good measure. Dusan Borkovic, 5-second time penalty. That'll improve his mood absolutely no end, as Borkovic still circulating but off the pace at the back of the field. And Nico Baldan and Ignacio Montenegro still almost as one. Baldan covers the inside line. Montenegro has the outside line. That leaves a nice big juicy door for Levente Lesonche to try and walk through. But Lesonche can't quite get the launch off the hairpin, and Montenegro lives to fight another day in sixth position, still hard on the heels of Nicola Baldan ahead in the Audi, the sole Audi at the front of the field. Nicola Baldan hoping to convert his healthy experience in this car, even though it's a different team, into a strong result come the checkered flag. Victor Anderson, though, while they're squabbling, will be loving every second of this one. The harder they fight, the more opportunity he's got to bridge the gap to the chasing pack. So here we go. That's the replay. Baldan has the inside line, but because he's on the tight line and the kiss from Montenegro behind, he can't get the power down as early as Victor Anderson, and Victor Anderson carries that momentum through into the awkward little chicane and the penultimate section of corners of this circuit. And now Anderson is running away with it because Nico Baldan has just been passed by Montenegro, tries to cut back, achieves the cutback. Cannot believe he found space there. Nicola Baldan, Levente Lesonche's buying into this one as well. Lesonche and Montenegro, two young chargers in ALM Motorsport Honda Civics, side by side. Victor Anderson gives a little kiss to the back of Montenegro's car. Baldan runs a little bit deep. Lesonche gives a lot bigger kiss to the side of Victor Anderson's car, Victor Davidovski's car there. And around the outside, Montenegro has it. Now he doesn't have it. Now Nico Baldan has it back. Nobody wants this fifth position. It's swapping and changing. Davidovski, though, decides to torpedo down the inside. That did not work out well at all. He makes contact with the Honda car of Levente Lesonche, and that allows a surprised Giovanni Scumare to walk through the open invitation formed by that dive from Victor Davidovski. Points for trying, for sure. Unlucky that he made side contact with Lesonche's car. That pushed both drivers to the outside, and that takes a significant amount of pressure away from the battle between Nico Baldan and Ignacio Montenegro in 5th and 6th positions. They can concentrate on each other, while Scamardi can get on the defensive and see if he can hold off. You won't be holding nobody off, mate. Driving over the grass like that, Scamardi just about holds on to the car. Good bit of driving there from the Belgian driver, but Victor Davidovski can probably find an opportunity to get past that Cupra, the fellow Cupra driver ahead, as we just saw Dusan Borkovic staying well out of trouble there as he continues to circulate in the hope to pick up a few points despite a heavily compromised car from contact earlier in the race. Levente Lesonche now having another little sniff. This is a quick replay of what we saw a few moments ago. That is Davidovski to the inside, Girolami to the inside of Fernandez. And I think, did he get that position? Yes, he did. And that's Victor Davidovski getting absolutely nothing apart from the side of Levente Lesonche's car. Both drivers, though, survive that bit of drama and can continue in this race. Could have been a whole bunch worse, but Victor Davidovski, game 1, lose 2. A gamble didn't quite pay off on that occasion, and Martin there for ALM Motorsports did not enjoy that one bit. So, 12 laps are in the books, 17 laps is our race distance, and our new second place man is Franco Girolami. We saw the replay then as he took away Felipe Fernandez's second position on the grid. Good bit of driving from Franco, it has to be said, and this is going to be vital to his championship aspirations. Franco Girolami won the race yesterday with Aurelien Comte in second position. This is the second race, and Aurelien Comte looks like he's going to win it, and Franco Girolami in second position. So the points for qualification will be the difference between the two drivers at the top of the field. If things stay as they are come the checkered flag, it's looking very much like we have got a battle for the championship alive and well here into TCR Europe between SP Competition, Aurelien Comte, and of course between Monlau Motorsports and our 2022 champion, Franco Girolami, that you see on your screen there. So, Comte from Girolami, Felipe Fernandez doing good work for Goat Racing to hold on to the bottom step of the podium so far. Victor Anderson and Nico Baldan are now separated by a couple of seconds. So Victor Anderson, probably for the first time this race, can breathe a sigh of relief. Ignacio Montenegro currently in 6th position, a low-key race for him, although the Argentine driver staying out of trouble, which is exactly what he needs to do. And then Giovanni Scamari still holding off Levente Lesonche and Victor Davidovski, while Dusan Borkovic continues to circulate, but with heavy damage aboard his machine. Here's another replay then. So this is what happened with the Fernandez and Girolami. Fernandez looks a little bit out of shape there into the hairpin. Girolami was on the much tighter line, and then he uses that launch to stay alongside the Honda. Girolami, not always the best place to be around the outside. Close, but no contact. Girolami on that occasion didn't get the job done, but we do know a little later on the red and white machine, the Monlau Motorsport car, number 72, Franco Girolami, found a way past and is starting to gap Felipe Fernandez. 9/10 of a second now is the difference between those two drivers. So Girolami very firmly in command of that second position. I fear he's running out of time to close the gap between himself and Aurelien Comte, but a second place finish from 10th on the grid will do very nicely indeed for the Argentine, as Aurelien Comte in a class of 1 at the front of the field. 2.4 seconds to the good for SP Competition, and the brand new Coupe Leon VZ TCR continues to show it's a very competitive prospect indeed in TCR competition across the world in 2024. 15 and 17 laps then in the books. You're looking at Victor Davidovski, 9th position. At this moment in time, we saw Davidovski in a bit of strife coming into the hairpin. He's actually dropped behind Lesonche and Scamari. Scamari having a good drive. Full season entry this year. The Belgian driver, Giovanni Scamari, good to see him behind the wheel of a TCR car for SP Competition. Had a quiet but effective day yesterday, and then putting in the hard yards today to be running an impressive 7th position in front of former race winner Davidovsky, young charger Lasonche, and of course the hobbled Dusan Borkovic, still circulating in 10th position. Why is he circulating in 10th, I hear you say? Because that will pay him 11 points at the checkered flag. It's always worth finishing these races because small points differences can make all of the difference at the end of the season. As the rallying comp starts now, the penultimate lap of the race, 16 in the books, 17 all together, with an extended race distance courtesy of the safety car period a little earlier on today. So things have quietened down now. I think it's fair to say at the front of the field, Felipe Fernandez, last time around of 42 flat, plays the 41.716 of Girolami. So a few tenths of a second just left on the table for the Honda driver. There is Felipe Fernandez. Goat Racing, brand new team to TCR Europe, brand new team to TCR Racing, full stop. Fernandez having a very impressive weekend, it has to be said. Good performance from the Spanish driver. Doesn't quite have the pace of Franco Girolami ahead, but holding on very well. Comfortable gap between himself and Victor Anderson. 5.5 seconds, in fact, between Fernandez and Victor Anderson. No pressure from behind, no pressure in front. Anderson, for his good measure, 2.2 seconds now from Nico Baldan. So the deep pressure that was being applied to Victor Anderson at the start of this race has eased significantly, and I'm sure the MAGP team will be happy to see that one. They need a confidence-boosting result after a difficult day yesterday and a rallying comp. On a final lap, our returning 2017 champion, showing the years away from full-time TCR Europe, have done nothing to dim the pace of the Frenchman. Very talented driver. I dare say that we're going to be seeing a rallying comp leads quite a bit as the year unfolds. Good performance thus far from the blue and grey new Cupra. Great to see that car, lovely looking machine, and massively effective in the hands of these two drivers, it seems, in 2024. Cupra 1-2, Honda in 3rd, Lincoln Co in 4th, Audi in 5th. Varieties alive and well in TCR Europe, it seems. So through the final laps now for Aurelien Comte, serenely to race victory. Great drive from the Frenchman. Started way down the running order. Came through the trouble, came through the drama, kept the car clean, was fast when he needed to be. And from 8th to 1st is a fantastic performance for the SP competition man. Through the final chicane, Dusan Borkovic going slowly ahead into the final corner for the last time here at Vallelunga. Aurelien Comte accelerates through the final turn. He'll look to his right-hand side and see the checkered flag. Lights are ablaze. Aurelien Comte wins round 2 at TCR Europe 2024 from Franco Girolami and Felipe Fernandez. A fantastic performance from the Frenchman and a dominant victory at the front of the field. Victor Anderson crosses the line in 4th position for MAGP. Nico Baldan, all of the drama and excitement centred around the Italian, and 5th position was a strong result for Nico, with Inesio Montenegro crossing the line in 6th, just ahead of Giovanni Scamade. Levente Lasonche finishes in 8th, Victor Davidovsky 9th, and 2 laps down with damage, Dusan Borkovic crosses the line for points, for 11 points in 10th position. Sadly, we lost Ruben Volt and Ruben Fernandez to contact earlier in the race, and that was quite the dramatic TCR Europe event. Let's take another look at the last lap. What we're looking at here, so that's Lasonche and Davidovsky. Big dramas there. Final tour of Vallelunga, and Victor Davidovsky will be a little bit frustrated, as will Levente Lasonche, to lose out of the line. And there are the provisional TCR Europe points on the bottom of your screen. As suggested earlier, the difference between Girolami and Comte is Girolami's points for pole position. 1 win apiece, 1 runners-up position apiece. 5 points separate our 2 drivers at the head of the table. Inesio Montenegro starting life in TCR Europe, much like he finished life in TCR South America, as a very competitive championship prospect as well. He's third in the standings, just ahead of Nicola Baldan. Felipe Fernandez does wonders for his championship charge with that podium as well to be fifth. Dusan Borkovic was grateful for those points. That keeps him ahead of Victor Davidovski. Giovanni Scamardi in ninth. Levente Lasonche will be wondering how he ends this weekend in 10th. And even more so, Ruben Volt came in here expecting a big points haul and goes away 11th in the standings. Bit of thinking time for the ALM Motorsport team and for Ruben Volt, but they'll come back strong at Zolder, I am absolutely certain. There's your race winner then, circulating, picking up a little bit of debris and grass from the side of the circuit. Make sure that it's any extra height and weight that can be applied to a car. It's common in all the motor racing. You do that one just to build yourself a little bit of safety net. But I'm sure Aurelien Comte will be very happy indeed. 31 minutes and 44 seconds of racing and not a minute to breathe in between it. Franco Girolami, Felipe Fernandez round out the podium finishers. 4 seconds cover our top 3 drivers at the checkered flag. A little bit detached is Victor Anderson, courtesy of the dramas that he's befallen over the course of the race. Nico Baldan in 5th. Ignacio Montenegro will be probably a slightly disappointed 6th, I think it's fair to say. Giovanni Scamardi, great final lap to dice himself up into 7th position ahead of Levente Lasonche and Victor Davidovski. And Dusan Borkovic, as mentioned, with a damaged car, gets to the line in 10th position and the points that come with it. Trying to manoeuvre a TCR touring car around this Vallelunga Parc Ferme, not the easiest task in the whole wide world. Felipe Fernandez parks it like he stole it. Gets out and celebrates. He doesn't care. He just wants to lap up the applause of the crowd. Leaves Franco Girolami behind, trying to find a way past. And there are said crowds. It's been great to see so many people here at Vallelunga this weekend enjoying the Italian sunshine and Italian rain, it has to be said. But more importantly, enjoying some very thoroughly enjoyable motor racing. There is Franco and Aurelien shaking hands, congratulating each other on a job very well done indeed. Welcome back to full-time TCR Europe competition, Aurelien Comte. Nice way to signal intent for the year ahead. Great performance all weekend, it has to be said, from the French driver. And the 2022 TCR Europe champion, 2023 TCR Italy champion, Franco Girolami. Another great performance. Waves to the camera. Don't forget your Kubo hat. There you go. Doesn't want to mess his hair up, bless him. And there's Aurelien Comte. Just checking a few final things in his helmet. Taking the applause. Cheering for the camera. That's a great day's racing as well. Fantastic stuff from SP competition. We saw them a bit last year as well. Cast your mind back to various different races. They made the odd appearance here and there in the previous generation Cupra, but they've come back with a 2-car effort. Giovanni Scamardi and Scamardi and Aurelien Comte. 2-car team, different liveries, same model of car, the new Cupra. They seem to have come back very, very strongly indeed. Felipe Fernandez, part of the GOAT Racing lineup. Good day for him as well. 3rd position at the flag. Doesn't look too happy. There's a few shrugs of the shoulders. But if I was Felipe Fernandez and the pressure that he found himself under, I'd be very happy indeed with my performance. Where's the podium? He's asking. Up those stairs. Better run though, 'cause it's quite the walk. Up those stairs to your right. And when there's lots of cheering people, that's where you stand and take your trophy. Great podium actually here at the Vallelunga circuit in the heart of the paddock. The podium overlooks the paddock area. Good opportunity for the spectators to get up close to the cars and see the stars, the drivers celebrating and relishing their moment of glory. That's exactly what I'm talking about there. Parc Ferme below the podium, Monza-esque in its style. And then overlooking the paddock itself where the drivers celebrating, take the applause. Hope our cameraman's holding the camera tight. That's quite the drop. from the top of there. And the sun does shine here in Vallelunga, which is a relief. It has to be said, the weather has been hit and miss over the course of the weekend, sorry. But today we've had beautiful weather conditions. It's about 17, 18 degrees or so outside, 38.8 according to my screen. Track temperature. Conditions have been good for racing. The drivers have put on a very good performance indeed, it has to be said, as the crowd patiently wait to revel in the celebration of our second podium of the year here in TCR Europe. Round 2, of course, taking place this weekend at Vallelunga. Rounds 3 and 4 will take place next up at the Zolder circuit in Belgium. New circuit to the TCR Europe calendar for this year, the weekend of the 17th to the 19th of May. So put a date in your diary for that one, because Zolder, as we all very well know, is an incredible venue for touring cars, and I'm sure the field at TCR Europe will thoroughly enjoy themselves around that place when we head over there in just a few short weeks' time. But enough of what's coming in the future. Let's enjoy what we've got in the here and now. And we've got a very, very slow podium, it has to be said. Hurry up, get up there, take your trophies and celebrate. How long does it take to get out of a car, walk up some steps? Drivers, you're fast on the track, but it's taken almost as long to get on the podium. Beautiful helmet there from Franco Girolamo. It's good to have Franco back. He's a very nice man. He's a very fast driver, but I like about Franco is he can be aggressive when he needs to be, but he's also a very sensible racer as well. Always has his eye on the bigger picture. And at last, we have drivers. Fernandez there. That is Franco Girolamo in second position, taking the applause of the crowd. And then, of course, your race winner, Aurelien Comte, for SP Competition, in first place. In a few moments, we'll enjoy the national anthem, which we have a representative for Comte and his team on the podium as well, and the French national anthem in a few moments' time. Montenegro for the rookie trophy as well. As is tradition, national anthem played, although cut a little short, for race winner Aurelien Comte. And now it's time to hand out what I must admit are very attractive trophies indeed. Third place goes to Fernandez. He also gets the Diamond Trophy as well for drivers over a certain age. So a 2-trophy haul for Felipe Fernandez. He'll be very happy about that one, I am absolutely sure. Second place trophy to be awarded to our runner-up, Franco Girolamo. Just watched his brother win the Kumo FIA TCR World Tour, and now it's his turn to take some silverware home. Wouldn't want to pay for the extra baggage on their flight back to Argentina, I'm sure, but they'll not mind one bit. Trophies are what these guys are racing for. And then next up, for our race winner, gold signifying first position, Aurelien Comte holds it aloft to the applause of his team and the fans below. Fantastic performance, fantastic return full time to TCR Europe for Aurelien Comte. Ignacio Montenegro as well will get the rookie trophy winner. There we go for SP Competition as the winning team. You can see the ALM Motorsport driver there to the side. Takes the rookie trophy. Shake of the hand, trophy aloft. It's a very nice start to life in Europe for Ignacio Montenegro. Very talented young man, expecting big things of him as the year unfolds. All together for the family photo. And then it's time to spray the champagne. So, thank you very much to you all, and we will see you again, of course, for rounds 3 and 4 at Zolder on the 17th to the 19th of May. So from myself, Paul Jeffrey, and all at TCR Europe, thank you for being with us on this broadcast, And until next time, have a great day, and we'll see you all in Zolder in a few short weeks' time. Take care, and bye-bye.